To speak on the podcast. I'm Whitney,
And I'm Tasha.
and we're going to be discussing the topic of building back up the Black family with episode 7, Healing Generational Trauma. So, where to start with this one? Healing generational
Girl,
trauma.
girl, this is the Big Bang.
It really
This
is.
this
This is
is
this is
this is the foundation.
everything.
This is the foundation.
Yeah.
This is the foundation. Everything that we have talked about. This is episode 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love your nails. This
Oh,
is
thank you.
episode this is episode 7, and everything that we've done talked about, from healing from the Willie Lynch
Mm-hmm.
and just every single topic, girl. This
Mm-hmm.
is the foundation of it. We need to heal from generational trauma. You know, the trauma that happened to our grandparents when my grandmother mother my grandfather's mother was a slave.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So her trauma from that, because she didn't get no therapy when they released them from slavery. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
just had to pick up where they left her. There was no therapy. There was no reparations. There was nothing. You're free now.
Mm-hmm.
So the stuff that psychologically messed her up, it trickled down from my grandfather to my father,
Mm-hmm.
us. So
Yeah.
we got to heal from that. And then that, as well as not being able, due to systematic oppression, not being able to be the way we were originally, like not being able to be tribal and culture and all the things that we were as a people.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Most
Like
definitely.
not being able to have a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, because wives was getting sold and kids was getting sold. So
Mm-hmm.
what was it, 100 years ago? How far ago was slavery?
When did slavery end? In 18 something?
I think it's about 100 something years ago. So that's two grandparents ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 grandparents ago.
That's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandparents lived today, late 80s and 90s. So yeah, it's been 100 and some easy change.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still lingering.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, like, by the results. Look at our communities.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
But to start healing from this generational trauma, we all need therapy. People need to just stop saying that they don't want to go to therapy, but we all need it. We all got some kind of trauma from our childhood, trauma from relationships,
Yeah.
you know, trauma from being single parents,
Hmm.
all of that. It's
Yeah.
just trauma everywhere. On these jobs, dealing with these people you don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
All the backstabbing on jobs, all of that is trauma too. So
Mhm.
where
Absolutely.
where to even begin to start? Where to begin to even start talking about it?
Absolutely.
Got to start from the root of it all. What caused you to ever feel like you were feeling depressed or feel like you were being traumatized?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to start and kind of dig for the root of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say therapy.
Mhm.
Um um for me personally,
Mhm.
I did therapy when I was younger a lot.
Uh-huh.
Um, but now I did a little bit of it after my husband died. It's a little bit with my son. But for me, when I was going to church, that was a lot of my help.
Okay.
Just having someone to talk to, other ladies, elders, pastors, bishops, um, people praying for you, uh,
Mm-hmm.
having different classes talking about different things. For me, it wasn't so much of therapy, it was more of church. Just having that church community and being able to heal and talk, do different things, and have people that related to what I went through and what I was going through. Um, Another thing I would say is uh, getting clean from alcoholism and drugs,
Mm-hmm.
breaking generational curses. That's how you heal. You start healing trauma. You can't
Mm-hmm.
drink like daddy drunk. You can't smoke like mama smoke. You can't do the same things that they're doing and
Mm-hmm.
results.
Yeah.
It just can't do that. So it's breaking those generational curses for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And really finding the time and finding a way to talk about how you feel or what made you feel the way that you felt, or what was a traumatic situation that you might have dealt with that you hold on to, and learning how to talk about it instead of, reacting and, living your life being so mad and angry at everybody because you don't know how to talk about this something that happened to you, or something that you didn't like when you grew up, or you just felt like other people were more important than you when you just were left behind. It's, you have to just find how to talk about those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that could be hard at times too, but you don't want to have to keep living your life feeling like you in the shadows of everybody else, or feeling just having that burden over your head, your whole life. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. For sure. Because I know with Black people, like therapy,
Hmm.
that's not something that we do. But I would say even if you get a sister group,
Yeah.
if it's not with church, if you don't want to go to the shrink or therapist or psychiatrist, whatever, um, get a sister group. Get women that
Hmm.
you trust, that that will take your information and keep it to themselves, and
Hmm.
y'all talk, cry. I know sisters, they have like little wine clubs, book
Hmm.
clubs, and mom
Yeah.
clubs, and they just talk. And and it's just like therapy. They sit there, they talk, they drink, they cry, and it's just exhaling. And this is for men too. Like, you're not just at your barber, somewhere you can really sit and talk. And I know with men, y'all feel like it's like going against your manhood, but
Hmm.
just with your grandfather, your uncles, your father, um, I don't know,
Yeah.
a man that you trust, or your mother, picking up that phone, having that 30, 45 minute conversation a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just getting it all out, me and you guys go through things where y'all go to jail, where you don't feel significant enough because you haven't found your career or your life
Hmm.
yet. So,
Hmm.
guys try to drown that stuff in liquor and women and stuff of that nature. And it's just
Drinking and
like,
smoking. Yeah.
and women. And it's just
Yeah.
like, that's a toxic way to deal with your issues. Like, I used to do it too, though. I was raised by a man. So my
Yeah.
mentality was that I drowned it with drinking, partying, and
Hmm.
me. But, after being a mother and being married, I
Hmm.
realized, like, I don't want to do that. You know,
Right.
I don't want to do that. I rather, for me personally, I did a lot of meditating. You know, I just lost my husband, November 2019. So I did a little therapy. I did a lot of yoga. I did a lot of Tai Chi, a lot of praying, a lot of crying, a lot of talking to different people and family members.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of just exploring, walking, climbing mountains. A lot of self love, self care, self discovery. Um, just go through the process. Go through the
Mm-hmm.
process of grief. Go through the process of renewing yourself. Go through the process of healing. Go through the process of discovering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I think, that's why I am the woman that I am now is, I'm not too ashamed
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, I got issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to be able to not be afraid to admit that something's wrong. Being emotional, being angry, having attitudes, drinking, smoking consistently, that is an indicator something's wrong, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or just
It
sleeping with
really is.
random men and women nonstop. That that is you trying to fill the void,
That is mentally ill. Like, what in you thinks that it's okay? Like,
filling the
what in
void.
you, what are you trying to fulfill within yourself to make you want to keep sleeping with different people? That would make me feel nasty and dirty.
Yeah,
It
it's a
really
thing of
would.
healing. It's a thing of healing that needs to go on. It's
Mm.
self control. It's
Yeah.
self worth. I know when I was out there and partying and acting like a man, I took it literal. Like I'm do you like you do me. You know,
Yeah.
after I get what I want, I'm getting up and I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So after I did that when I was younger, I realized as a woman, this go around like, man, why was I doing that? And it was just more of I didn't know my worth.
Yeah, most definitely.
And it was more of a vengeful, like, oh, this is how you gonna do me? How about this? I'll do you first.
Yeah.
And it was a more like, oh, he hurt me, so I'ma hurt him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
more of filling a void,
Yeah.
hurting people. What it says, hurt
Hurt
people.
people, hurt people, yes.
Yeah.
And that's true to an extent, I believe. I've been hurt by two people I've been in a relationship with, and I've never had the mentality to do that to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I had a season in my life when I was late teenager, early 20s, when I
Mm-hmm.
kept breaking up with my husband, and prior to my husband breaking up with previous boyfriends, I just was like, I'm a Mac, because the guys back in that day they were Macs, and they were players. So I'm like, oh, I'm a female Mac. I didn't like being player because I don't like playing games.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of, okay, you macking, I'm macking, we macking. So, and it was a lot of ignorance. It was ignorance, being naive, not comprehending that I'm not hurting nobody but myself.
Yes.
I'm not making nobody but myself look a certain type of way. So, but for me, it was a learning lesson, like I told you before we started this recording, being the woman that I am right now, there is not one man except my husband that I've ever been with that I would talk to right now.
Yeah.
And that's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why you say that's bad?
because I felt like I did not know my worth. I was settling. Yeah, they were attractive, But when it
Oh, okay, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. You were settling for who?
them,
The other guys and not your husband.
I said out of every guy that I've ever been with, dated, flung with, whatever,
Hmm.
met to, only guy that I would say right now, at this moment, at 35 years old, that I would talk to, if I had a chance to do it all again and I had the wisdom that I have right now, if I was the woman that I was right now,
Hmm.
only man would have a chance is my husband. I
Hmm.
said, I guess that's who I was at that moment.
Hmm.
But just looking back over it, now that I have a lot of time of reflection being a widow,
Yeah.
I look back over like, what was I doing with this person? What? Whoa, like, but, or what was I doing? Like, but I guess it's just like those moments made me who I am now,
Yeah.
you know?
Just seeing how much you've grown from the person
Exactly.
that you used to be. Yeah.
Yeah, those moments made me who I am now. And I have no regrets, you know,
Hmm.
in the old school saying, if it wasn't a blessing, it was a lesson. So
Most
I learned
definitely.
something from each and every last one of them. But now, like, you know, no. Just looking back, I just feel like, whoa.
Yeah. And I can honestly say from both of those relationships I had, I was hurt from, it never changed me as a person. I'm still the same person. It didn't change me in any kind of way. So I must have been, I
Yes,
don't
it did.
know. It
Yes, it did.
didn't. It
Yes, it did.
opened,
You know what I see? You will never
but
date those type of guys again.
no, most definitely not.
You are very wise and mature now. You're not quick to let anybody in. You're taking your healing serious and
Yeah.
your thankfulness serious. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I see. Because we've been knowing each other for years,
Yeah,
decades.
no.
So,
Yeah.
like, this is what I'm seeing. Like, what
I
both of us
mean,
stand
yeah,
on
that
now.
part.
I mean,
But I'm talking more of my personality hasn't changed. I'm not a bitter person,
yeah,
about the situation. I'm not. And it's more because I know who I am as a woman.
yeah,
Like, I've always been a great person.
yeah, yeah,
They didn't kill my spirit,
yeah.
because
That's
I
good.
know that they weren't on my level.
Period.
I wasn't settling. I wouldn't say that because that person, my last relationship, that was supposed to be my best friend, you know. I know he wasn't the best person, but he didn't, it's things about him, I guess, that he didn't want me to know about him because he knew that I wouldn't accept it. So I just don't know what it is or what he was doing. I'm still clueless about so much stuff because I feel like he hid so much of himself from me.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Just being married with my
Mm.
husband, a lot of the stuff, girl, you don't want to know. Because I know at the end of my husband's life, we were having hearts to heart, and I stopped him
It was
when
too
he started.
much.
It was too much.
Yeah.
I just stopped him in the middle of the conversation. Like, you know what? I knew it was a possibility that he could die, and I just didn't even want to see him in
You
that.
don't want to be left with those memories of that.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
was just like, you know
I just
what?
want to still know you for the person that I knew you for.
Exactly. So when he was being honest with me and telling me questions, because we have women intuition. So we were having hearts to heart, and I was asking him questions about stuff that I felt,
Hmm.
was tingling, but I never had like solid evidence.
Right.
Before the
Right.
answers even came out, I was just like, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
Some things you gotta love people unconditionally for, and
Hmm.
then some things you just gotta know, like, I love you, but just the person you are, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta heal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
With your dude situation, like he has to heal. Like that wasn't you. You know, all you did was try to be there for somebody, but you can't. I mean, I guess we just dated too young, girl. We didn't really know what love was. We didn't really know, and they didn't know either. They just knew like this person is cool, this person's down, this person always got my back. You know, maybe the sex is amazing. Like like we can build together. For me, I'm speaking on my behalf. I can't speak on y'all's. I'm speaking on ours. Okay, well, I didn't have that one, but I can speak on Nate. I can't speak on boyfriend. But so, we had like,
Oh my
like,
god.
okay, this is a lot of pros. So we had to look at the cons like,
Girl.
I can work with that, or I don't want to know the details about that. And you overlook things, especially
Mhm.
when you're young and you don't know the results.
Yeah.
And you don't know the trauma that it's gonna be on you. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, being I know yeah, you were there. The beginning of my relationship with my husband, was you around?
I was a little bit.
Yeah, because Shonda and Martina, they knew each other since
Girl,
what
they've been
grade?
knowing each other from elementary, honey.
Oh yes, you was around. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I mean, and I didn't know who I was dating. I wasn't from
Yeah.
his neighborhood. So I
Hmm.
didn't know that he was a real popular dude. I didn't know that, they were rappers and all this. I didn't know. I was just like, it's a cute dude. And ooh, he had a big ass guitar and he got gold teeth and he was cute and chocolate the way I like it. I didn't know like this is a very popular dude. He's connected to very popular people. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
So when I got in the mix with him and they're partying all the time and all the women are groupies and fans and I'm looking stupid because she done mess with him. You know what I'm saying? It's like
You're not looking stupid. It's just you just finding out. That's all.
girl, I just didn't know.
Yeah,
I
I get
mean,
it.
now would I want to do all that over again? Absolutely not. Knowing the stuff I knew now, he would have totally had an ultimatum. Like, no, we can't live like that.
Yeah.
But I was 17, he was 19. I didn't know him and his surroundings. He didn't know mine. We just knew we liked each other. We loved each other. We was a vibe, and that was that. So I don't know. I would just say, spinning back to the main topic, it's just healing from those relationships, ladies. We have
Hmm.
all been in those relationships where we have got cheated on, where so much stuff has happened, where we done got pregnant and dudes that ran off on us. Never, I've never had to deal with domestic violence, but I know a lot of
Oh
women.
yeah, thanks God. Yeah.
I know a lot of women have laughed, and that's traumatizing.
Most
That's
definitely. And I feel for women that have to deal with that for real.
yeah.
I
So
do.
it's just healing, and healing, ladies. For me, that's not opening up your legs. It's
Hmm.
not hard. Like it's not hard. I could go out partying and I have anything at my access and I will still end up not opening my legs. Like it's just you have to make that decision. And women, if it is that hard, know what to do. Wear the grandma panties. Like you not gonna do nothing. Like whatever you have to do, like put things in place, to like make sure that you don't slip up because when you are in a moment or you are in a season of healing,
Hmm.
like you need to like really take that serious. And when you sleep with people, sex is a scarce exchange of energy.
Most
So when you
definitely.
sleeping with somebody, you trying to heal from your trauma, but you done slept with random boo boo, and now you done picked up his trauma. If he's depressed,
Mhm.
whatever he's
Mhm.
going through, now you going through
Mhm.
because y'all done became one. You done mixed
Yeah.
up in his love cycle. So I would just say, ladies and gentlemen, when
Mhm.
you healing, or especially from relationship trauma, be by yourself. Yes, it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard, but the energy you have from celibacy, like I got a lot of energy. Since my husband passed and not giving that energy away with us, doing what we do as a married couple, I have a lot of energy. Use that energy somewhere else. Um, that that will basically, um, help you heal. But healing generational and healing trauma, I would say, going to therapy, um, working on self love, self healing, doing
Mhm.
things, discovering yourself.
Mhm.
Um, those are just techniques that I use. Talking to your doctor,
Right.
talking to a counselor, talking to your spiritual leaders.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
I really would say, trying to open up to the people that you feel that might have hurt you, because that's going to relieve that off of you. You can talk to your therapist all you want to, but you're still going to have that feeling of, have that hostility or animosity, whatever, the word is, towards that person that, might have, said something to you to make you feel a certain way, done something to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You got to speak on that and let it out.
Yeah.
It might be uncomfortable for you to do that, but you just got to do it for sure, to get over that for sure.
Yeah. And if it's not even for them, it's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Google tells you everything, even stuff it shouldn't be telling you. Just Google, man. How can I heal? How can I become a better person? How do I heal generational trauma? Um,
Mhm.
they have, you don't even have to go to a therapist now. They have therapy via Zoom.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
talk to somebody. Talk to
Yeah.
somebody. Heal. Just getting out of jail, talk to somebody. Been in and out of jail, talk to somebody. If you a woman who, out here, just using sex as a tool of depression or as pleasure or whatever, drugs, sex, alcohol, talk to somebody, get help. Um, Thank you for joining the podcast tonight, guys. You can catch us on um, TikTok, um, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and let a Black woman speak on it. Thank you, guys.